Staff, incentives. You've got 500 staff, so how do you, I mean, you got from the shop floor going all the way up, so how do you, what incentives do you have to keep them coming in?
Believe it or not, we're only now starting to do incentives for high management people to motivate them, whether it's executive pastry chefs or managers. But in the past, you know, a lot of the staff, they're paid reasonably well, but you know, they always were pleased to have a good atmosphere to work in, acknowledge that they work hard, and we never really had any issues with that. We always, you know, threw parties for them and did all that sort of thing, and they just had a nice environment. We never had to deal with it. Maybe now we have to look at it a bit more because we're not in touch with them as much. You know, I was in Doncaster yesterday and I saw 3 girls sisters that work for me, you know, that now have 2 kids, and it was just a pleasure to see, and they were so pleased to see me because they grew up in the place, and they created Brunetti for us. You know, it's only relative. It was the staff that really created it, and the pastry chefs. I mean, we've got 30 pastry chefs. Not a lot of the old school ones are left, actually, but each pastry chef contributed to what Brunetti's is. You know, I could go through the whole counter and say, this is Michael Schaefer's cake, this is Paul Zambiasi's cake, this Carmelo introduced it, and still there, you know, and I'm thinking about maybe I'll do that for them, and thinking about doing a book for them that identifies them with the product, you know. It's just strange things. There was one pastry chef, Stefano Esposito. We brought him, he came here, he was on we got him a 457 visa, got him his permanent residence. He came from Naples, a very hard city to live in, and this was about 15 years ago, maybe even more. And you know, a lot of people don't know this, but in a conversation we had in the back of the pastry area, you know, he acknowledged we were a family business, and he said, look, the kids are coming in, their parents are having coffee, there's nothing to offer them, they're sitting there doing nothing, why don't we do something for them? And that's how the Baby Chino developed. Wow. We actually invented that little product. He said, call it Babbuccino, and I said, no, it's a good idea, but I think we better call it Baby Chino. Babbuccino's a bit hard, but believe it or not, you know, a lot of people know, and that's a real true story. You go to Italy and ask for a Baby Chino, they'll look at you very funny.